Hello, you're watching the News Bulletin. I'm Vong from and now the headlines as usual.
Party chief commends important role of internal affairs agencies. Ho Chi Minh City to pilot COVID-19 green cards in 3 districts. Millennial author compiles historical chronicle.
Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng has hailed the important role of internal affairs agencies in the country's political system, describing them as the key, faithful foes and the sharp priest's sword and a solid shield in safeguarding the fatherland, maintaining social order and discipline, and protecting the people, party, state and region. The party leader made the comment while delivering a speech at the National Conference of Agencies in charge of internal affairs across the country to implement the 13th National Party Congress resolution, which was held on September the 15th in both in-person and online forms, with the participation of more than 4,600 delegates across the country. He held that the agencies have actively given useful advice to the party and state in directing the settlement of corruption, a negative phenomenon, in a timely and straight manner, thus affirming the party and state's determination and efforts to combat corruption with the spirit of not allowing any restricted errors and exceptions. Regarding future tasks and orientations, the party chief asked the agencies to make early forecasts and right evaluations of the situation, clearly identify risks and put forth recommendations to the party and state in order to safeguard the interests of the nation and ensure security and order. Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng underlined the need for the agencies to keep close contact with the people and place the people's interests to the highest and first position, protect brave officials who dare to think, work and speak out problems, take the responsibility, make innovations, confront difficulties and challenges, and act for the common benefits. Officers, soldiers and public servants from the agencies should get vigilant, sustain matter and stay brave to defend the right without being affected by any impure pressure, temptation and bribery, he stressed. President Nguyễn Xuân Phúc had phone talks with Japanese Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga on September 15th.
President Nguyễn Xuân Phúc said at phone talks with Japanese Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga that he is delighted at the strong and comprehensive development of the extensive strategic partnership between the two countries. He thanked the government and people of Japan for actively supporting Vietnam in the prevention and control of the COVID-19 epidemic. The president affirmed that Vietnam will continue to accompany Japanese businesses working in Vietnam to remove difficulties due to COVID-19. President Phúc congratulated Japan on successfully hosting the Tokyo 2020 Olympic and Paralympic Games. In reply, Prime Minister Suga thanked Vietnam for its coordination in organizing the Olympics, contributing to the overall success of the Olympic Games. He also expressed thanks to Vietnam for its support to Japanese businesses in Vietnam. Prime Minister Suga said that Japan will continue to support Vietnam in epidemic prevention and control. He said Japan will provide additional 400,000 doses of COVID-19 vaccine to Vietnam in September. The number raises the total vaccines donated by Japan to Vietnam to 3.58 million doses.
A state-level funeral was held in Hanoi on September 15th for General Phùng Quang Thanh, former Politburo member, former Vice Secretary of the Central Military Commission, and former Minister of National Defense.
Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng sent a wreath to commemorate General Phùng Quang Thanh, while many incumbent and former national leaders attended the funeral. Lao Ambassador Samphat Ho Bong Yang led a delegation from the Lao Embassy in Vietnam to pay tribute to the late general. The Central Committee of the Lao People's Revolutionary Party and the Ministry of Defense of Laos also sent flowers to mourn General Phùng Quang Thanh. The memorial services for General Thanh was held from 1:30 p.m. the same day. In his eulogy at the funeral, Politburo member and standing Deputy Prime Minister Phạm Bình Minh, head of the organizing board of the funeral, underlined that General Thanh was a brave communist, a talented leader and commander with high prestige of the party, state and military of Vietnam. His death is a great loss of the party, state, military and people of Vietnam, leaving deep sorrow to Vietnamese people, his family as well as foreign friends, Minh stressed. General Phùng Quang Thanh passed away after a period of illness at 3:45 a.m. on September 11 at his private home in Hanoi. He was born on February 2, 1949 in Thạch Đà Commune, Mê Linh District, Hanoi, formerly in Vĩnh Phúc Province. He was a member of the 9th, 10th and 11th Party Central Committee, member of the Politburo of the 10th and 11th Party Central Committee, and Deputy of the National Assembly in the 11th, 12th and 13th tenures. He was awarded the rank of General in July 2007. His military career was a shining example of heroic fighting spirit, resilience, will and efforts to rise up. General Phùng Quang Thanh was honored with the Ho Chi Minh Order, the title Hero of the People's Armed Forces, and many other noble titles.
Ho Chi Minh City is planning to pilot COVID-19 green cars in District 7, Cần Giờ and Củ Chi, where the pandemic has basically been controlled. Lâm Đình Thắng, director of the Department of Information and Communications, said the green cars would have the city monitor people who would become eligible to travel and work based on COVID-19 preventive criteria. When it is approved by the government, it would be put into use in District 7, Cần Giờ and Củ Chi, he added. The green cards will be issued to people who are vaccinated after a minimum of 2 weeks from the time they get the second shots of AstraZeneca, Pfizer, Moderna, Sinopharm or Sputnik V vaccines, or one shot of Johnson & Johnson's Janssen vaccine, or if they have fully recovered after contracting COVID. The card will be valid for 6 months. Despite the complicated developments of the COVID-19 pandemic, agricultural exports are seeing bright sides, with Turkey emerging as a promising market for Vietnam, according to insiders. Data from the Turkish Statistical Institute show that in the first half of this year, Vietnam accounts for 94% of the market share of cashew imported to Turkey, with 4,600 tons, backing over $16 million. The export of Vietnam's pepper to the Turkish market also recorded significant growth. Vietnam keeps the position of the largest exporter of pepper with more than 2,200 tons to Turkey for more than $4.3 million, occupying nearly 60% of the market share in the first 6 months of this year. It's currently ranked fourth in terms of export turnover of natural rubber products, accounting for 11.7% of the export market share to Turkey. With a total registered capital of nearly $1.6 billion during January to August, real estate continued to rank third among 18 sectors in attracting foreign investment. Although the figure was much lower than the nearly $2.9 billion in the same period last year, experts said that it's reasonable as the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic has made it difficult for investors to make fact-finding tours and have made investment decisions. However, the industrial property segment is still considered a bright spot, with new industrial zones established and key industrial projects beginning operations. In the context of the complicated developments of the pandemic, Vietnam is the only country in the world that has been upgraded to positive rating by all three international credit rating agencies, namely Moody's, S&P and Fitch. Experts said that the signing of many free trade agreements, including the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, the EU-Vietnam Free Trade Agreement, the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, has made Vietnam become an attractive destination for many foreign investors. Vietnam has targeted mastering a number of high technologies to form an ecosystem of enterprises producing high-tech products and put them into production to increase the export value of high-tech products by 2030.
The Ministry of Industry and Trade has issued a decision approving the framework of a program to develop a number of high-tech industries. The decision aims to firm up the objectives and contents of the Prime Minister's decision on National High-Tech Development Program by 2030. The program will further enhance previous scientific and technological achievements and deploy tasks and projects in line with the requirements of the industry and trade sector and the country in the context of the Fourth Industrial Revolution. To effectively implement these goals, the Ministry will organize activities to support economic groups, corporations and enterprises in key economic sectors to research, develop and master core and key technologies of the Fourth Industrial Revolution.
A Vietnamese Film Week program will take place in 5 Polish cities from October 6 to 31st.
The event features 5 films: Truyền thuyết về Quán Tiên, The Legend of Quán Tiên, Bố già, Dead I'm Sorry, Tiệc trăng máu, Blood Moon Party, Mắt biếc, Dreamy Eyes, and Sông Lang. They are expected to introduce Vietnam's cinema industry as well as people and landscapes to international friends. The films will be screened in Torun, Warsaw, Krakow, Lodz, and Gdynia, in line with the local COVID-19 prevention and control measures.
An illustrative chronicle entitled Đông Á Journey from a young author born in 1996 has been published just recently and attracted public attention for its lively illustrations and clear explanations.
Trần Tuyết Hàn graduated from the Ho Chi Minh City University of Fine Arts. She was also inspired by Vietnamese history that she decided to create an illustrative chronicle as her graduation project in 2018. Her journey, however, was anything but straightforward, as it took her more than 3 years to finish the book. Her meticulous efforts then attracted the attention of the Kim Dong Publishing House, and they decided to help her sell it under the name Đông Á Journey. The book covers the Vietnamese people's 3 victories over Mongol invaders, as well as historical figures and artistic and cultural traits under the Chun dynasty. Kim Dong's decision proved wise, as the response to the book has been quite positive. Readers have been captivated by the eye-catching illustrations and straightforward narrative style.
It took me 3 years to complete the book. I wrote and drew the illustrations at the same time, so my workload doubled. I haven't written too often, so my words may sound simple. I also encountered difficulties in finding historical materials, as many have been lost. Added to that, I write about a dynasty in the north, while I'm originally from the central region and now live in the south.
Đông Á Journey is different from other chronicles, and is told from a millennial's perspective. It may therefore touch youngsters more deeply.
I have received a lot of feedback from readers. Some are positive and some are negative, but I'm grateful for all of them. I did most of the work myself. When I presented the manuscript to Kim Dong Publishing House, I had to show them my materials and citations, and prove I had permission to use images from others.
The 25-year-old author is now working on another chronicle. Both books are expected to inspire local millennials and Generation Z to study Vietnamese history.
And that's the wrap up on this bulletin. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.